From 1066, Jews came to England, but anti-Semitism led to their expulsion in 1290. Through the influence of Rabbi Manasseh ben Israel, Cromwell opened the door for the readmission of Jews to British society in 1656, and by the beginning of the 18th century, newly founded synagogues had lively congregations. Jews continued to struggle for emancipation, and by the end of the 19th century, England saw the first Jewish knight, Lord Mayor, sheriff and barristers, as well as MPs in the Lords and the Commons, and the first and thus far only Prime Minister of Jewish birth. This period also witnessed the establishment of the first Reform communities in West London and Manchester, and a massive influx of immigrants who transformed British Jewry from 25,000 to 350,000 souls. By the 1920s, Jews were settled in every sphere of British life, serving in both Great Wars. European survivors reinvigorated the progressive Jewish community after World War II, and in 1956, Leo Beck Theological College was founded, ordaining the first female rabbi in 1975. 6 years later, the Sternberg Centre became home to the RSGB, and the organisation continued to move from the margins to the mainstream. In 2006, as Rabbi Dr. Tony Bayfield became the third Jew in 450 years to receive a Lambeth Doctorate, the community celebrated 350 years in the United Kingdom, and new ground was broken at the Sternberg Centre.
This has been a really exciting year. It's been a year of building, and it's been a year of delivery.
Would you visit this site, and would you tell your friends about it?
More than one reason. I want to check it out because I know it's the Movement Reform Judaism website, see what they've come up with, see who else is on it as well.
It captures your attention straight away. It's interesting to know what's happening in the Jewish community and what's on and that kind of thing.
I'd certainly recommend it to people.
We are able to do on behalf of the community things that other parts of the community can't do, but which need doing.
You consistently work with Islamists from the Muslim community who are opponents of two states and who want Israel to disappear. If you want to have a foreign policy and take a stance on the Middle East, will you promote groups like One Voice that work for dialogue and engagement?
The movement's obviously very outward facing. By the movement organising this event with the London Jewish Forum, it's certainly helped, I think, to cement those relationships and to sort of highlight the role of the movement within the wider London Jewish community.
When it comes to addressing the burning ethical issues of our time, we can unite the community and give leadership.
Social justice has always been a driver, and when I think about the role that the synagogue and particularly Finchley's played in that, it is about tikkun olam. The movement has taken on issues of social justice, asylum, and other important political issues.
It's a strange environment to welcome Shabbat. It's called the climate change camp. It is to bring to everyone's attention the contribution of aircraft to global carbon emissions. The Earth Charter is a global declaration for a just, sustainable and peaceful society. For me, it's about prophetic Judaism, about the world that we would like to see and that we would like to be a part of, the change that's necessary, which God spoke of to Abraham. It was the whole of the purpose of the Jewish people, to be a blessing to mankind.
This truck is going to Romania today. NHS wheelchairs that are maintained by the prison services, the prisoners put them back into working condition, then give them away to needy people, needy communities, and we take them in and send them out for the elderly, and they're like gold dust. Over the last 2 or 3 years, I've noticed a certain, huge increase in the profile of the Reform movement, and certainly think that what it's doing is absolutely fantastic now in terms of the 2020 vision. The Reform movement members are a key plank of our support, and they also understand the notion of tikkun olam and helping others, and the work we're doing in Darfur and we did for the tsunami.
I'm immensely excited that Responsibility, which is a cross-communal initiative, an initiative for the whole community, but one that we have prompted, is already taking off. It's ethical leadership above all else that we are really offering to the Jewish community.
Was a great celebration in itself, as well as a wonderful welcome for me. I reflected that this is in honour of Westminster Abbey, it's in honour of faith in Westminster, it's in honour above all of the God who we together worship.
We have really begun to deliver on the initiatives that we have been talking about, particularly towards young people, on the basis that unless we reach out to them and meet their needs, we will not have any kind of future.
We're here for the Purim Spiel-Off. It's an annual competition where groups from around the country come together with plays about the Purim story and compete against one another.
We've got 6 different communities coming here together that have each either written a play or made a film.
It's done completely by the young people themselves.
Tonight we're going to have a meet and greet while people arrive here. And then we're going to have a service upstairs, and then we're going to have a shared and communal meal.
Every so often you're able to get someone in who doesn't really come and isn't very interested, and maybe it's a way to sort of get people more involved with the synagogue.
I'm Charlotte. Hey, nice to meet you.
I'm Daniel. Hello.
It's a nice community feeling. People get on well always. It's nice. It's good. It's good. Because there's not that many young people in the area, so it's good for people just to get together now and again and have a good time, basically, yeah.
What they get out of Shemesh is their friendship, a group of Jewish friends. RSY! Most of the Madrahim have grown up through RSY Netza, so they've been participants on our summer camps. And then when they're 16, they go on a 2-year leadership course, a Hadracha course.
We've had loads of help through the Hadracha course of how to deliver well.
We've run a number of educational and fundraising programmes, and we've also grown as a group. We've run a charity week at Nicky's school, which raised nearly £5,000 for the cause. We've also run a bag pack in Sainsbury's, and that raised over £500.
And throughout the year there are various different weekends for participants from different age groups. So we do them nationally, but we also do them within the communities.
See, now we're all here, the time has come to find a way with everyone to build upon ideals. We know that while we can be free, we've got the true ability to make the changes real. Let's hear you nice and loud.
Over the last few months, I've come into contact with more and more young people. What I've learnt is not only are we building and rolling out programs, but they're the right programs. We are already touching Jewish lives. There is already the prospect of a brighter Jewish future.
It's the way we want to be. We share a growth we can feel. Form our links with Israel.
Lords is okay, but I told Mike Rabina it has to be West Ham next year.